Top Boy fans wasted no time in binging all 8 episodes of Netflix's second season of the smash drama, and it's safe to say everyone was taken aback by its jaw-dropping climax. But could the season finale have logically gone down that way? Let's see why many fans believe Jamie's death was illogical. First, we have Sully's distrustful relationship with Jamie. Jamie, played by Micheal Ward, died after multiple near-death experiences at the hands of Sully, played by Kane Kano Robinson, who appeared at his home and shot him dead in front of his brothers. The murder has set the stage for a very exciting third season, but should it have happened at all? To summarize, it was evident throughout Top Boy Season 2 that Sully wasn't as excited about having Jamie as part of the criminal enterprise as his right-hand man Dushane, who is played by Ashley Walters. So much so that Sully followed Jamie to Spain to try to overcome a snag in their drug-running business, evidently believing Jamie couldn't handle it on his own. When Dushane informed Sully he saw Jamie as his retirement plan, Sully had an immediate change of expression, and it was evident that the two were not on the same page. This all came to a head in a spectacular way in the closing minutes of Season 2, when Sully arrived at Jamie's flat and shot him in the chest and head, right in front of his brother Steph, Araloyan Ocean Remy. The consequences of Jamie's death will definitely set the tone for Top Boy's next season. But there's one major question from the second season's narrative that has to be addressed. Next is Jamie and Kit's plan. This is connected to Jamie's scheme, which he devised with his erstwhile right-hand man Kit, played by Kadeem Ramsey, to depart London and travel to Cardiff, Wales. When Dushane learned Kit's involvement in the murder of young Ats, he told Jamie that he would have to kill his closest friend as a result, and subsequently prove his loyalty to them. Initially, Jamie just straight up refused to murder Kit, so they sought a method to escape off the grid, which led Kit to contact a relative in Cardiff and set up not just a place to stay, but also a network through which they could continue selling. But before they could leave, Jamie shot Kit in his car, deciding that the safety of his brothers, Steph and Aaron, was more important to him, and he didn't want to spend the rest of his life living in fear of Dushane and Sully. Next, Jamie left a loose end that led to nothing. Jamie did everything he could to conceal his tracks at the crime scene in order to avoid being found out for the murder of Kit, whom he left dead in his own car. However, there's a potential narrative gap that forms due to the Cardiff relative being left out there as a loose end. If the authorities had found Kit murdered and told his family, an inquiry would have undoubtedly taken them to the doorstep of the cousin. And if they found out their cousin had been murdered, they'd have a crucial piece of information that the police would want to know. He was on his way to Cardiff with Jamie. Next, Jamie should have gone to jail. Not only would this have brought the cops to Jamie's home, making him suspect number 1, but it wouldn't have taken long for any web of lies Jamie spins around their cause for fleeing to unravel. Furthermore, Jamie would be unlikely to reveal the cause for his planned escape to Dushane and Sully, so his best bet may have been to confess to Kit's murder in order to protect his brothers and keep the kingpins at bay. After Kit's death, Top Boy viewers were never told anything further about the cousin from Wales, but instead experienced a time leap in which Jamie lived peacefully with his siblings and patrolled the streets with Jack, Jasmine Jobson. And next up, police could easily gather evidence that would implicate Jamie. This implies that a significant amount of time had passed, despite the fact that there were allegedly no clues from Kit's murder that led to Jamie. Furthermore, it's never indicated that Jamie pursued the cousin to tie up the loose end and ensure that he was not implicated in Kit's murder. Given the time that had gone between Kit and Jamie's killings, wouldn't the police have contacted Jamie? Even if the cousin refused to reveal Jamie's identity, the police would have enough evidence to bring Jamie in after being with Kit on the same day and at his flat moments before his death. It remains to be seen whether this storyline hole and the explanations behind Kit's murder will be addressed in Top Boy Season 3, but it's certainly a problematic component of Jamie's final moments for the time being. Now, in other news, Top Boy final season announced. Top Boy Season 3 has been one of the most eagerly anticipated programs since its second season debuted on March 18, 2022. Channel 4 has officially announced that Season 3 of the Top Boy reboot series is in the works. Summerhouse is the top lad. Seasons 1 and 2 of the reboot series were the finest, and some are calling it Season 5 because the series was relaunched after Season 2 of the original series, following which we had 2 new seasons of Top Boy Summerhouse. As a result, the forthcoming Season 3 might be dubbed Top Boy Season 5. Netflix has already released an introduction trailer for Season 3 of Top Boy, in which we see the boys embarking on a new adventure. Dushane aspires to make a larger investment in the city in order to extend his business. Season 3 or 5, whichever you prefer to call it, will be the last season of the show, and it will undoubtedly be full of twists and turns for Jamie, Micheal Ward, Dushane, Ashley Walters, Jack, Jasmine Jobson, Driss, Sean Romulus, and Shelly, Little Sims. Now let's talk about a fan theory for new season. Top Boy's second season ended with Sonny gunning down a crucial character, and with the third installment officially in the works, fans fear a terrible conflict. Top Boy, Netflix's British crime thriller, seized audiences by storm when it returned to the screens in March, before concluding with a heartbreaking cliffhanger. As Season 3 approaches, viewers are confident Steph, Araloyan Oceanremy, and Sully, Kano, will go to war, while Dushane, Ashley Walters, is forced to take a step back. Next, Kano to star in The Kitchen. Kano will feature in Daniel Kaluuya's next film, The Kitchen, which he co-wrote with Joe Murtaugh. The Netflix movie marks Kaluuya's feature-writing debut, as well as Kibwe Tavares' directing debut. The Kitchen will follow the narrative of Izzy, Kano, and 12-year-old Benji, Jediah Bannerman, as they struggle to live in a system that is set against them. The Kitchen is the first and largest of its type. It's London's last hamlet for inhabitants who refuse to grow up and leave the area they call home. We meet Izzy, a kitchen inhabitant who is frantically trying to find a way out, and Benji, a 12-year-old boy who has lost his mother and is looking for a home. The film, which is now under development, is set to premiere on Netflix in 2023. Now, Ashley Walters on Me Too. Ashley Walters of Top Boy, who co-starred in Bulletproof with Noel Clarke, believes the business is learning from the Me Too movement. Clarke's Sky program was cancelled after many women accused him of sexual harassment, which the actor denies. Ashley Walters claims that the television business is learning in the aftermath of charges of bullying and harassment against high-profile figures, such as his former co-star Noel Clarke. Clarke was accused of sexual harassment and bullying over a number of years last year after 20 women came forward to recount mistreatment to the Guardian newspaper. Clarke was then dismissed from future films by Sky and the production firm Vertigo Films, which produced Bulletproof, while BAFTA suspended his membership and rescinded a recent award. Walters believes that it's critical for everyone to make changes, not just those who have been called out. Lastly, Adwoa Aboah and Jasmine Jobson admit homophobic violence scene was difficult to film. It seemed strangely reminiscent of when Top Boy's Jack and Bex were attacked in episode 2 of the new season. The characters had just finished their first date when they kissed on the street, which was shortly followed by a mob of homophobic guys who harassed and ultimately attacked them. It drew comparisons to the 2019 London night bus incident, in which Melania Gaymonat and Chris, she chooses to remain unidentified, were attacked by 3 teens after going on a date. The scene was challenging to film for Adwoa Aboah, who plays Bex. Jasmine Jobson, who plays Jack, has received a lot of appreciation for her performance. Her temperament is normally strong, and she's no stranger to violence, so she finds it difficult to open up about the emotional consequences of the attack. Her portrayal of vulnerability is intriguing, constantly on the surface, yet ever there in her expression. Jobson, in an interview with Digital Spy, admitted that the scene was difficult for her to film as well, but she believes it was important to put it out there. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think the plot hole will stay, or will Top Boy give a flashback explanation for how Jamie avoided getting caught? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.